Every week, a new band. Brought to you by NZ On Air. Active Live! Yeah.
Kia ora koutou katoa, kei te whakaronga mai koe ki te Radioactive FM and today's active live session made with support from New Zealand On Air. I'm Amidia and this is Asia, live in studio. Kia ora, how are you guys going?
Kia ora, kia ora. Yeah, very good, very good. Awesome to be here. Thank you.
Once again, it's a beautifully bustling studio this afternoon. Would you like to introduce yourselves, the band?
Yeah, absolutely. Kia ora koutou. My name's Asia. On the keys, I have Leo. On percussion, I have my partner Tola. On vocals, I have Kat. And on flute today, I have Louisa.
Lovely to have you all in the studio today. And you guys have been busy with the performance action recently, playing Newtown Fest and CubaDupa this weekend. Are you looking forward to it?
Oh, yeah. We're looking forward to it, eh? Yeah, absolutely.
Do you enjoy performing live? What's your favourite part about getting in front of an audience?
Yeah, well, I think absolutely I enjoy it. I think the best part for me is that I get to jump on stage with all these wonderful human beings, talented human beings, to play music. And in this case, obviously, some original music of my own. But yeah, I think I just enjoy sharing that space with my dear friends, exploring that space because every gig is different. But yeah, it's always fun, and we always try and keep it fun and make sure we're all having a good time. So,
Yeah, of course. Do you have a preference between big festivals like Tomorrow or more intimate private audiences and little venues and things?
To be honest, personally, I like them all. I think every space offers something different. And so, whether you're faced with challenges sometimes, whether it's sound or, I don't know, maybe the sound was too dry or the venue space wasn't quite the one. I appreciate those challenges because it makes you sort of figure out how to adapt as a singer, as a musician. But yeah, I absolutely enjoy the festivals. I think it's quite cool having an audience in front of you. You're giving and receiving energy both ways. Right down to intimate cabaret gigs, that's always quite a nice sort of thing to explore as well. So yeah, I don't mind them all.
Yeah,
cool.
Good. I guess it makes every performance a little unique. Is there something that you hope for people to take away from your live performances and music in general?
Oh man, if it's anything, I just hope that that firstly that they enjoy it. Yeah, I think for me it's, in terms of my original music, it's more about, a lot of the waiata in Te Reo Māori, a lot of them are in Te Reo Pākehā, a lot of them have purpose and, and stories to tell. So yeah, I mean, whether people understand Te Reo Māori or not, I think from past feedback, people have come up to me and said, "Oh, I don't know what you were saying, but I appreciate, the way you performed it," and always really cool, positive feedback. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully that they're just enjoying the waiata and the music, at the time.
Yeah, of course. I agree. You can definitely feel the stories of your music. I've been really enjoying listening to it all week. Speaking of, should we hear another tune?
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. This next one is called Te Iho. Let's go. Toia maira taku manawa Urai nai te ahunga O ku tere mai te awa atua Ko ia ko taku ha Minaia te uha kia ita ko tōku mana Tita mahia te wairua Whita mai tōku tinana koa Ko koe, koi atu te reo te rahi e Tau patu a kotoa we enga Tō tuhi mare kura
Incredible. That's Asia playing from the studio for Active Live this afternoon. Thanks so much again for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, you've been on a real release buzz, a single and video yesterday, which we'll
Yeah.
talk about in a little bit.
Mhm.
But I hear there are rumors of an album in the near future.
Oh man, the rumour's been hanging around for about 5-6 years. Yep, there is an album in the making. Some of these songs date back to like 20 years ago. And, you know, these were waiata that were written with whānau, in collaboration with whānau, my older sister, an auntie and uncle. And they were songs, I suppose, to do with, you know, our iwi, significant stories of our iwi. And some around, you know, acknowledging te reo Māori, which is very much a part of who I am, who we are. And so, yeah, it'd be nice to finally release those, you know, after 20 years. And then, you know, the rest of the material is either still in the making, half-written songs for maybe the last 7-8 years. But we're getting near to completion, which is cool. I can't wait to let that fly. The idea is that goes out Māori New Year this year. So somewhere after June, July, that's the plan anyways, to release my first album.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Very exciting. Is
Yeah.
there something you're looking forward to about having it released? It sounds like a huge body of work you've been working on.
I think really it's about having it released.
Yeah.
Letting it go. Yeah, letting it go in order for me to move on too, you know, and work on new stuff. Although, you know, the album and having all these waiata and waiting, it hasn't stopped me from creating, I suppose, new content. But, I am looking forward to releasing it. What that looks like, I'm not too sure yet. You know, I might just go with the option of just dropping it, you know, with a few teaser videos. But no, I'd love to tour it, the album at some point. Hopefully in the next summer. That'll be wonderful. Yeah.
Wow, yeah. Still a lot to decide by the sounds of things.
Yeah.
Over the course of this process, has there been a highlight so far creating this album?
Yeah, heaps. Obviously, you know, working with my whānau, first off, that's been a journey in itself. But I'm creating and making with the people I love in our native tongue, and so that's been wonderful. I think now I have an amazing band and good friends that I can call on, you know, when they're available too, because they're all very busy people. But yeah, working with, you know, we've already tracked some stuff where Mara Tike has been involved. He's producing the album with me. And so we've had Ricky Gooch on the drums. We've had Dan Hales on the keys. Obviously myself, my cousin Te Kawahirangi, Peter Riley, and more with this new content, which is part of the new release yesterday. We've had Sam Notman on the drums, and so I get to work with all these wonderful musicians and artists. Louisa is one of them, and then on the live front, you know, I get to pull in, a few more good friends, you know, so Kat and Leo and my partner Tola. So it's been, it's awesome. It's I'm always just sort of overwhelmed, I think, when I think about, you know, where it's at the moment. But I'm looking forward to sharing, more as we go along.
Yeah, that sounds so special and very exciting. Is this next song another one that's going to be on the album?
This next song, yes, it is. Yes, yep. This next one is called Te Reo Ki Whakarongotai. This is the one that's going on 20 years old. But yeah, this is a waiata and a dedication and tribute to all our dear old ones, our kaumātua, who were a part of, within our iwi, we're a part of the first reo wānanga for all our uri of Ātiawa, ki whakarongotai, Ngāti Raukawa, Ngāti Toa. And this was set in 1985, I think, was the very first reo wānanga on my marae, at Whakarongotai Marae in Waikanae. So this song is about, it's about the language of whakarongotai and the revitalisation of, revitalising the reo since then till now. And as we all know, not so long ago did we celebrate 50 years of te reo Māori within Aotearoa. So, yeah, this is all, all hono to that.
Amazing.
Cool.
Kia ora, take it away.
All right. I whakato hei wānanga mō ngā taonga kuima koroma me tuku atu whakarongo mai ki te reo ki whakarongo tai he rau o rangi he rau o nuku ki te ao, ki te pō, ki te pā ki o matari ki whakarongo mai ki te reo ki whakarongo tai he rau o rangi he rau o nuku ki te ao, ki te pō, ki te pā ki o matari ki ki te pā ki o matari ki me whakahau atura I te tunga te iwi ati awa te ohaki nā te pehi ati awa te ohaki nā te pehi
Wow, Asia, everybody. Kia ora, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, should we chat about the single released yesterday?
Yeah, let's
Feel
do it.
It. I understand this was also a long and collaborative process over the
Mm.
course of about 12 years, is that right?
Yes, from 20 to 12 years.
Oh my goodness. How does it feel to have it finally released and out for the world to enjoy?
Oh man, it's massive. It's massive. It's pretty epic, really. I think back to 12 years ago, and the core members who composed that waiata, alongside myself, is Sam on the drums, Peter on the bass, and Takawa at the time on the keys, who's also a guitarist, and myself on vocals. And they were all students at Whitira Music School in Porirua back then, and my older sister was also a student there, and so I was introduced to them through that time, and everyone was rehearsing, for their recitals, and I was called in a few times, and I think, as a part of those rehearsals, it was all about warm-up, and what came out of that was the intro, which you hear is in the keys of Feel It, and it pretty much started there. It was the music first, which also set the sort of scene, I suppose, the idea of the song and the mood. So, yeah, it's so wonderful to sort of see it fly now. It's it's gone. To see it fly, it's out there. It's massive. Yeah, very, very happy.
Yeah, I have been absolutely loving the track ever since I first heard it. It's funky and jazzy. It's got this real dynamic that drives it through a story. How did it get here from 12 years ago? What was that process like?
Yeah, I think, we probably played it as a part of a few sort of, four-piece band back then. I was in a band called Ayul, and we would jam it as a part of our set, knowing that it was still developing at every gig, and that was the way that it sort of come together. But only late last year did we have the opportunity to step into Massey University, Te Whanganui-a-Tara studio, and at the time, Delaney Davidson was he was on artists in residence, and so he offered the space. He was like, what are you doing? You got any material? Anything you want to record? It's up to you. Come in for a whole day. I'll give you the studio. And that was like, wow, okay, I'm down. Just let me think about it, pull in who I can. So a big mahi to Delaney, who's, from Christchurch, based in Littleton, come up here to Wally's for about 3 months. So that was sort of like the key into tracking and recording this waiata. And then, sort of as time went along, I caught up with a lunch break with Louisa, and I was like, sis, I can hear horns. I'd love to go, in that direction. And so, she, I'd mimic a few sort of lines, melodies to her, and then she was like, cool, I can write this out. And then also, co-composed the horn lines. And so Feel It was one of 3 songs, and it was about new content for me. Again, all of these songs that have just been sitting there for a few years, and it was about bringing them to life again. So there was that. We had Sam, obviously the core band again, and then we pulled in Miharu, who's on the keys, and, I think the bro was pretty sick, actually. When I think back, he was pretty crook that day, but, it was amazing. We, and Tola on percussion, and it was a massive... What was sort of originally planned to be half a day of tracking, recording, turned into an 8-hour operation in the studio. So, and I sort of decided, let's just hit 2 birds with 1 stone, and I'm going to pull in a film crew, which is Timon, Zeiss, and 2 other, helpers for him. And basically, I was like, let's just do it. We're going to track all the songs, I'll be a guide vocal for the day. And then I decided, actually, we're going to do a live take. Let's do a live take of Feel It, because that was the jam that was, the big one for us. So, much success. And now this is, that's the live, that's it. That's what you hear today.
That is so incredible. Yeah, I also wanted to ask you about the music video. So this was part of that live session.
Yeah.
It's absolutely stunning. I love the shot
you.
of you at the center with the band all lit behind you.
yeah.
It's really powerful. Was this like something you've been wanting to do for a while, a live video? How did that idea come about?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel it comes from big influences, heavyweights in the music world. We're thinking of D'Angelo, Lauryn Hill, Jill Scott, and I love, as many of us do, love those live shows, And so for me personally, it's always been a dream to have a live big band and basically get a video out of it. And so that was what I was gunning for. And so we had the lighting crew, we had the camera crew, obviously the band and engineers, and it was a beautiful day because everything was pretty smooth and easy right from the get-go. We had students of Massey University that were a part of that process. But yeah, I think the look I was looking for, like dark room, black and white was the original idea. But when we looked back at the footage, I was like, just keep a little bit of colour in there, but it's still dark and moody and that sort of classy, sort of, soul sort of funk styles. Just as a beautiful showcase. That's definitely how I've always thought of my music. So I love to showcase, Asia's sound, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. And you feel it in both the video and the song. Do you guys want to play it now?
Yes, we'll play it for you now. Here's another version of Feel It. See you in my dream, late at night in my sleeps, and how I seem to toss and turn, alright. You become a parent, you became my concern, whoa. I can
Asia live in studio for this. That was Asia live in studio for this active live session made with New Zealand on Air, and you can see them in person tomorrow at CubaDupa Festival. Avinamidia, have a groovy Friday. Ka kite.
Active Live. Friday, 3:30. Every week a new band. In studio. Brought to you by NZ on Air.